this. I really would have liked to have all my accounts, my credit cards, my investments at one bank, but there just didn't seem a way to be able to pull that off without paying fees. What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. I don't know if you remember, but when I started this channel, I said that I was going to use it to document myself getting better, starting with my finances. And I thought it was time to give you an update on where I'm at with that. Now, before I show you what I've changed, it makes sense that I tell you where I was at the beginning of the year when I made this New Year's resolution. This was a result of just many years of taking advantage of different promotions online, and what ended up happening is I had a lot of different accounts with little bits of money here and there. So here it goes. So I had a checking and a savings account at Simply, which was formerly PC Bank. This is a virtual bank, so there's no like brick and mortar locations, but upside was it had no fees. Through another promotion, I ended up opening a checking and savings account at Tangerine, which is also a virtual bank, also has no fees, but I had two accounts there. I had a TFSA and an RRSP with a major Canadian bank. Now, in order to automatically transfer money into those investment vehicles, they made me open up a checking and a savings account. I also opened up a US savings account for US dollars because when my wife and I got married, we had some US cash, so I put it in this account in the same Canadian bank. Finally, in order not to get charged fees, the bank made me open a Visa credit card with them. The feature being that having all of the products would prevent me from getting charged a $4 per month fee for my account. So I went for that as well. Now, my biggest motivation came when some of the rules, terms and conditions changed on that credit card and I started to get charged that $4 fee through that big bank. I know it's only $4, but it really pissed me off. And so started my resolution to kind of get rid of these accounts I don't need and start cleaning up all my accounts so that everything is just running efficiently and there's no confusion. First off is I got rid of the Tangerine account just because I didn't need two accounts with virtual banks. Then I started to look at my TFSAs and RSPs and I realized that I could do a lot better on fees here as well if I move them to an online broker. So I did that and I moved them over to Questrade. Now that bank was making thousands of dollars off me through my investment vehicles, and it really seemed weird that they would charge me this $4 fee for the other accounts. And even though I went in and asked them to remove it, they wouldn't budge, so I removed my investments from there and canceled my checking account, my savings account, withdrew all my US dollars, and canceled that Visa. Now I have fewer accounts, I get charged no fees, and my investments are still growing with an online brokerage. And this was great because when I got married to Natalie, she also had some of her accounts, and we ended up combining all of our accounts so that it was just nice and easy and our paychecks just go into a combined checking account. So now it's nice because everything is consolidated into joint accounts. We have only the bank accounts we use, we only have one credit card that we use and share, and one credit card really maximizes the amount of rewards we earn, and we use those rewards to pay for plane tickets and hotels when we go on trips. Now, what really bugged me about this is I wanted to have all of my accounts in one place. I really would have liked to have all my accounts, my credit cards, my investments at one bank, but there just didn't seem a way to be able to pull that off without paying fees, and God, I just hate fees. So even though now investments are in one place, accounts are in another, and credit cards are with a different bank, this setup does allow for some flexibility. If I find a place that has a great offer, I could always move my investments there for a promotion or something and not have to break up everything because they were all sitting in one bank. So I do kind of like this setup. Now the way I get my full picture is I have all of these accounts running through Mint. And Mint, if you haven't heard of it, is a way that you can consolidate all of your different accounts and investments into a website that'll give you a full picture of your net worth. I've mentioned this in previous videos. I really find it handy to be able to track all my spending and all the money that I make through investments each month. it's just really handy to have because of all the budgeting tools as well. So one more thing before I sign off though, I really wanted to back up and talk about the investments. That TFSA and RRSP that I had with this big bank. Now, they really were making tons. Like I think I calculated something like $6,000 a year in fees across both accounts. It was something that was, well, basically highway robbery. And to be honest, the type of customer service you get was pretty similar to other banks and pretty much available online to you right now. They'll bring you in, they sit you down, you do a survey, they find out what kind of investor you are, what sort of tolerance for risk you have, and then they set you up in a portfolio that is basically a product that they sell you. Now, that's not to say my investments didn't go up over the years, but I could have been $6,000 richer if I didn't get charged fees. So I was able to find a similar service, still doing a survey, still offering portfolios, but with an online broker called Questrade. I believe they're only available in Canada, so if there are other Canadian viewers that are thinking about this, I've got a code that you can use to get $50 extra cash to invest. It's in the description. If you use it, I get a very small kickback, but hopefully it helps you out. I found Questrade very simple to use. You can go online, fill out a couple of their forms, and they'll move all of your investments over there. If you don't have investments, you can start it with Questrade. They have super low fees when compared to the big banks. So just to give you a flavor, the portfolios that I was using before at the big banks, I was getting charged around 2%, and it's about 0.5% at Questrade. So that's the type of savings. Doesn't seem like much, but once your investments start to grow, it's actually a big deal. Now, leaving the big bank was a little bit of a process for me internally. Like, I wasn't used to putting all my investments online, but I really didn't have a good experience when I went in during this whole process. I had started to learn about my investments, I started to learn what all the fees were and how my portfolio was performing, and I realized it really wasn't firing on all cylinders. It was kind of firing on 2 of 8 cylinders. When I went in and talked to my financial advisor about it, he was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, well we can move something. Well, that's what that person's there for. Why is he waiting for me to get a degree in investing before I go and question him? He should be looking out for me, no? So that was really my big motivation to move everything over to an online brokerage. I figured if he's gonna just passively invest my money in portfolios and only move them till I do the research, well, I can do that, but at a much lower cost. I'll give you guys more detail in a couple more videos because I really want to share my experience with the financial advisor and how it wasn't great. There's a lot of interesting things that were said and some topics that I think you guys should be interested in. If you are, please leave a comment below. Let me know if you'd want to see that. I'll make that video. I'll also go through the feature sheets of some of the portfolios and what my financial planner had said and how I kind of kept asking questions till I realized a lot of these feature sheets are kind of set up with a little bit of biased advertising in them. But I'll explain all of that. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the financial picture that I have is a little bit more clear to you. I'll get into maybe the house that we live in a little bit as well in a future video, and we can talk about that. But until next time, this is Sean, wishing you guys a great day and an even better tomorrow. See ya!